Folks, I've talked about this before. Social Security is and always has been a mechanism to redistribute wealth and to exercise government control over our people. And I can prove it. I've been documenting this scam for nearly 2 decades. If Social Security is so great, why can government employees opt out of it? Why can't we all opt out of it? Since its passage, government has used senior citizen Social Security as a sword of Damocles to keep the masses in line. The elites who have generational wealth, who foisted this system on us, have made it harder for us to escape the poverty cycle and made it impossible for us to help our children escape that poverty cycle using the Social Security boondoggle. Let's talk about this with our guest, Texas businessman Joe Penland Sr. Joe, it's good to see you. I think we all agree Social Security needs to be corrected. What are some of your ideas to fix Social Security?
Well, we certainly need to reform it, Chris. I mean, Social Security, we've outgrown it from what it was designed in 1935. Obviously, there's millions more people on Social Security today. There's half the people on Social Security are completely dependent on it. And whether it's right or wrong and different, it's just where it is. We need to reform it. There's no two ways about it. We can do that. We can do like Reagan did in 1981. We can get 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans, and 5 business people to have a bipartisan commission. And let's take it back to the president 3 or 4 times, get it right. Let's go to Congress, get this thing passed, and put it out of everybody's mind.
Now, I got an idea. Let me run this by you. I mean, you're a common sense guy, so let me just run this by you. I can fix Social Security, and you know how you do it? With Social Security. You have the same rules, you have the same amount of money that comes out of people's check, except for just one small tweak. The government doesn't get our money anymore. It goes into a private account where no greedy government apparatchik can give it away to a pet project or to an illegal alien the next time they get the opportunity. What do you think about allowing Americans to have same rules as Social Security put into a private account that the government has no purview over?
Well, that could be part of the reform, Chris. You certainly could do that. Right now that we've got people that are 80, 85 years old, it's a little late for them to put it in something private, but you can certainly bring on something new and reform it, give it some options. So far over since 1935, we've had 0 options. They hold it out of your check, your employer matches it, and that's it. And, it's been a great program, whether people believe it or not. It's probably arguably the best liked program in American history. The thing is, we just outgrew it and we need to do something about it. And I think the people on the wealthier end need to not have a tax break on $173,000. I think the cap needs to come off. They need to pay on 100% of what we draw. And I'm that guy. Why should I pay on 20% of what I draw and my employees pay on 100% of what they're doing? I think we need to make it, let's just pay it all. If you make more money, God bless you. You just need to pay the tax.
Yeah, frankly, I think that getting the government out of the whole equation is probably the best thing we can do, because as you rightly point out, and I've researched this dating back to 2010. As a matter of fact, I did some research on this, and I found that the rate of return for an average white guy with a expanding lifespan is a little over 1%, an average rate of return. For blacks and for brown people, it's a negative rate of return on your money. You'd make more money sticking your Social Security money under a mattress than allowing the government to quote unquote administer it and then give your own money back to you. And by the way, tax you on the money that they're giving back to you, your own money giving back to you. So can't we find a better way that removes this temptation for government to abuse power, removes this power away from government altogether?
Sure we can, but that's called reform. We need to do a lot of things, Chris, and I agree with you on a lot of what you're saying, but we can't just get off the train before we stop it. It's run about 110 miles an hour, and we shove a bunch of people off it, we're going to be in trouble. We need to wean ourselves off of some of what we're under right now. That can be done. We get a commission together, do it right, bring that back to the president 2 or 3 times, let him look at it, take it to Congress, and get it voted on. We need to do it before it's a crisis. And when you talk to the lawmakers in D.C., when I go pretty often, they always say, Joe, we can't do anything till there's a crisis. Well, if you let 80 million people's Social Security take a 25% cut in 8 years, I call that a crisis. Ask any of them.
Yeah, yes, sir. I completely agree. And by the way, that to carry out the train analogy, the Social Security train is doing 110 miles an hour. And no, we don't want to jump off, but guess where? It's headed over a cliff right now as you and I are speaking. So we got to do something to put the brakes on this thing, in my humble opinion. Joe Penland, always great to talk some common sense with you, my friend. Come back soon.